Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Abhay and we are covering the AZ-900, that is Azure Cloud Fundamentals. In the last two videos, we discussed about what is AZ-900 certification and why you should take the exam. And in the last video, we talked about what is cloud and what are the benefits of the cloud. Okay, so in this particular chapter, we are going to start the Azure, but in order to understand the Azure, you must have to understand first like what is cloud. Okay, so if you are directly coming to this video, then my recommendation is like you can check out my last two videos, so you will understand better like what is the flow and how like we are learning the Azure in the flow. Okay, so in this particular video, we are going to understand the basic thing like first what is Azure, then what is the Azure architecture, and what are the services that Azure provides. Okay, all these we are going to cover in upcoming videos, and even in this video, we will cover some points. Before starting, I am requesting you all to like and subscribe my channel. I am hoping at least 1,000 subscriber this year. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, what is Azure that we can understand? Okay, so Azure is a cloud provider. Okay, we understand what is cloud. So basically Azure is a cloud provider, and that is created by the Microsoft. Okay, so Azure is created by the Microsoft, and we also have some other cloud provider in the market like AWS is created by the Amazon, and we have GCP that is created by the Google. Okay, but in this particular video and in this particular whole course, we are only covering the Azure part. Okay, so I hope like you understand what is Azure. The basic thing is Azure is a cloud provider. That's it. So let's talk about like how Azure maintain their servers across the world. Okay, first we need to understand that like how the Microsoft or Azure like they are maintaining their servers across the world. Okay, so this is the hierarchy which you are seeing right now on the screen. First of all, like we have the geography, then under geography like we have multiple regions, then we have multiple availability zones, then data centers and servers. Okay, like that way like they are maintaining the hierarchy. Let's understand each of them one by one. Okay, by the definition like we can see, first of all, what is geography? Geography is a large area like a country or the continent that contain multiple cloud regions. Okay, so you can consider that geography as a country or a continent. Okay, maybe a large area. Okay, it's suppose Asia is a one geography. Okay, because the Asia is one continent, right? So you can consider that continent is a one geography. Okay, then we have the region. It might be possible in one geography there can be a multiple reasons. Okay, so in the Asia it might be possible that Azure have multiple reasons in the India and the Japan. Okay, so they can host multiple reasons across one geography. Okay, so that's a one to n mapping. Okay, one geography can have the multiple reasons. Okay, suppose if we are taking the example, then you can consider the Asia is a geography and the India is a region. Okay, and then we have the availability zone. What is availability zone? So it in one region there can be a multiple availability zone. Okay, based on the different location. So as per our example, like if the central India is a region, then in India like there is a multiple zones, zone 1, zone 2 and zone 3 in the central India region. Okay, that is a case because I think region in India like they have one region in the Pune, one in the Bangalore, and one somewhere else. Okay, like in India like they Azure have three availability zone. Okay, they are like they situated their data centers. Okay, what is data centers? That is a physical building that is store cloud infrastructure. Okay, you can consider data center as a physical office or building that in which like we have put it the servers. Okay, server you already know what is server. Okay, that is like where our everything is stored. Okay, so server we have in the data centers, then data centers so you can consider like that server can be present in the data centers and multiple data centers, group of data centers what we called as a availability zone, then group of availability zone will become the region, then group of region will become the geography. Okay, you understand my point with our example. uh, Geography is a Asia, then region is a India, then availability zone, we have three availability zone in the India, zone 1, zone 2, and zone 3. Okay, then in each zone we have the data centers, and in each data centers we have multiple servers. Okay, so this is how uh, Azure maintain their servers across the world. Okay, what is the use of these, all these, why we are learning all these? Okay, because when you are hosting your website or any software or any application, you are hosting on the cloud, so that you will understand where you can host actually. Okay, wherever like your user count is good. Like suppose if you want to host any website in the India or maybe in the United States, so you can select in which region you want to deploy your application. Okay, like so whenever you are deploying your application, you will create the app service in the Azure, and that time you have to select the reason, like in which region you want to create your resource. Okay, like that is applicable to everything, like whenever you are creating the SQL server or Cosmos DB. Okay, every time like you have to select the reason. So this is the main thing. Okay, reason, you can remember this, because later point of time, like if you are going to work with the Azure, okay, if you are going to work with the Azure, then this reason is a very important, because every time if you create something on Azure, you have to select the reason, like in which reason you want to create your resource. Okay, so this is the main point. I hope you understand this hierarchy. Okay, for exam purpose, you need to remember this hierarchy. Okay, geography, then region, then availability zone, then data centers, and in data centers we have multiple servers. Okay, let's move to the next, Azure resource flow. Okay, so first we have to understand like what is resources, then we will understand what is resource group, then we will understand what is subscription, then management group. Okay, so what we called as a resource, suppose like whatever the individual item that we are going to create on Azure, that it can be a SQL server, it can be a Cosmos DB, it can be a uh, app service, it can be a key vault, it can be a application inside. Okay, anything, virtual machines. Okay, so the each individual resource or service, you can call that as a resources. Okay, the each item you can call that as a resource. Okay, so that is we called this as a resource. Then if we combine those resources in some logical unit, okay, that what we call as a resource group. I will show you like how we can create the resource group in the Azure portal. Okay, but resource group itself do not have any compute power. Okay, it's just a grouping. Okay, grouping thing that Azure in the Azure portal you can just group multiple resources just for your understanding. Okay, like how you want to manage your resources, different resources. Based on that, you can group them, and we that group we called as a resource group. And then further, like if you group multiple resource group, then we call that as a subscription. Okay, even like this is the main thing, like when you create any account on the Azure portal, that time like you will get one subscription. Even you can create multiple subscriptions under your account. Okay, and in each subscription you can have the multiple resource group, and each resource group you can create the multiple resources. Okay, let's understand more by definition. Okay, and then we will see directly on the portal. Okay, first of all, resource. First, if you understand what is resource, then these all are just the minor things. Okay, this is just for the management. First, resources, SQL server, virtual machine, app service, key vault. Okay, anything that we are going to create on Azure, that is a resource. Then resource group is a logical container to organized and manage Azure resources like virtual machine, storage, database. Okay, so this is just a logical container. Resource group itself don't have any compute uh, memory or something or service. Okay, it's just a logical container. Okay, to organize and manage. That's it. Okay, organize and manage. Okay, easier for access control, cost tracking, and automation. Okay, so by that, like if you just group all the resources and put in the one resource group, then by that, like you can easily control all the policies and all, and cost tracking. Okay, then we have the subscription. This is also a logical unit of a Azure services linked to a billing account. Okay, help isolated environments, dev, test, and production. So basically, you can just understand the resource come under, you can create multiple resources under one resource group, and multiple resource groups can be tied to a multiple subscription, sorry, one subscription. Okay, so this is also one to n mapping. Okay, and this is management group is organized multiple subscription under one hierarchy for governance, useful in enterprise managing many subscriptions. Okay, like if you are a person and if you are organization, okay, so in your organization it might be possible you have multiple subscriptions. Okay, like the other team create their own subscription and the other team will create their own subscription. Okay, so in they so as a management you can just organized all the subscription, and you can just maintain like you can just check like what is the cost of each subscription, like how they are doing and all. Okay, I hope you understand. Okay, like I also we can separate out the different environments based on the subscription. Okay, it might be possible that if you are creating three different environment, dev, UAT, or prod. Okay, so at that time you can create multiple subscription for each environment. Okay, so like that way, like you can separate out your work. Okay, so this is the hierarchy. For exam purpose, it is resource group is an important thing. Okay, but directly like you didn't receive any question from here. Later, like when we talked about the policy or cost management, okay, that time like this particular topic will be useful. Okay, I hope you understand this. Later, like when we see all the things now, like all the resources, and we do a portal demo, that time like you will get more clarity on this. Okay, let's understand this. Okay, let's understand this Azure resources and resource group and description, like how it is how we can manage to a Azure portal. Okay, so this is the Azure portal. Okay, here we have multi. First of all, let's see what we called the resources. Okay, so if you see like this is a virtual network, this is the app service, and this is the application insights. And the similar way we have the SQL server here, SQL server databases. Okay, and if you see like there are here it is showing services 96. Okay, also you how you can see all the services. If you see, if you click on this right button, okay, here like you can see all the services that you can create on the Azure. Okay, and based on each service, like you can work, and like based on each service, like the cost will vary. Okay, it is not loading, I think. Okay, it is not loading. Okay, so here like if you see like these all are the services, these are related to the AI services. Then we have the analytic services, different services. Then we have the computation services. Okay, here like we are going to cover some topics like Azure compute carefully and all. Okay, but this is the container instance, Kubernetes centers. Okay, these all are the container services. Then we have the database services, Azure Cosmos DB. Then we have the Azure database for the MySQL, SQL server instance. Okay, these all are the database services. So basically, when I am talking about the services, okay, services is nothing but a resource. Okay, both word are same. Okay, in context of Azure, you can call this as a service or you can call this as a resource. Okay, anything can be fine. Okay, so let's understand what is this resource group. Okay, so if you go in the resource group, like you can create any resource group from here. Okay, there is a create button, let it load. Okay, there you can create the one resource group, and you can just name the resource group, and you can apply any policy or something if you want, or tags and all. Okay, suppose I have this subscription. Okay, Azure subscription one, and if I just do create one resource group as a test, and it is asking for the reason. Okay, then we have to select, like there if you see like there are lot of regions available here, like Asia Pacific, Australia coming. Okay, and if we check for the India, then you will see that also under this Asia Pacific, South India, and the West India. Okay, and maybe somewhere like we also have the Central India somewhere. Okay, so you can select any reason, okay, based on your demand. Okay, like from like in where like you want to create your resource, that is up to you. Okay, and if you can directly create the resource group. Okay, so once you created the resource group, okay, then let me refresh it. It will come as a test. Okay, so whenever you are creating any resource, suppose if I go here and if I create a new SQL server. Okay, new SQL server, let me create the new SQL server. So every time like when you are creating some resource on the Azure, then you have to select the resource group. Okay, like in which resource group you want to put this particular service. It's more like a library structure. Okay, to maintain the structure, like we are doing all this. Okay, resource, then resource group, then subscription, then management group. Okay, just to organize the data, just like a library. In the library, like we organized the multiple rows, right? And in each section we put out the books in certain manner. Like if it is belongs to the science section, then we put that science book to the science section, right? Like that way we are maintaining here everything. Okay, so whenever you are creating any resource for here, like we are creating the SQL database server, so at that time like you have to select in which subscription you want to create this particular resource and in which group resource group you want to create it. Okay, so if you see, the test is coming here, which I created just now. Okay, so the test is coming, so you can select the test and you can then put further information, and you can create the your SQL database or server. Okay, so when you create this server, like it will attach to this particular resource group. Okay, so I hope you understand what is resource group and resource. Okay, the main thing for us is just a resource. Like whenever you are going to work with the Azure, you only have to focus on the resource part, like what service you want to create. Okay, resource group just a minor thing, just for the management. Let me go back to my PPT. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you understand like what is Azure and like what Azure portal looks like, and how Azure maintain their servers across the world, and what is resource and resource group. I hope you understand all these topics. In the next video, we are going to see all the basic services that Azure provides, like app service, key vault, application insights. We talked about, we will talk about all the services. Okay. So that's it for this video. Please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you guys. Bye.